Once, players came to football expecting to be wealthy when they retired. Now, they expect to be wealthy before they've played their first game. In football, the only game I know is the 90 minutes game. It's not mind games, I don't try to do that. I was 9 or 10 years old and my father was sacked on Christmas Day. He was a manager, the results had not been good, he lost a game on December 22 or 23. On Christmas Day, the telephone rang and he was sacked in the middle of our lunch. I prefer to play against the best players and the best teams and the best coaches. Never personal. In football, I'm not so old. At 52, maybe I have 20 years in front of me to coach. But I feel myself as, you might say, an old fox. Nothing scares me, nothing worries me too much. It looks like nothing new can happen for me. I'm not a defender of old or new football managers. I believe in good ones and bad ones, those that achieve success and those that don't. There has been evolution in many different areas, the way I read the game, the way I prepare the game, the way I train, the methodology. I feel better and better. But there is one point where I cannot change. When I face the media, I am never a hypocrite. In 5 years I have never had a match where my team has had less possession than the opponents. I don't say we are a defensive team. I say we are a strong team in defensive terms, but at the same time lacking sufficient fluidity in attack because that will take time to come. Especially when you play at home, you need a good atmosphere behind you. The only thing I would like is to have more control of the game in terms of possession. I know one of my best qualities is to read the game for my players, is to read the opponent, is to identify every detail about the opponent. The negative side of football. The negative side of our society. People sometimes go to football and bring to it the negative aspects of our society. I think the best place to work in football is England. When my kids were young, we could move and experience different countries and, in my case, different clubs and different football, but there is a moment when they need some stability. I feel I have a lot to learn from English football and I am completely open to good influences in my way of thinking football. But I also have things to give them. The way I use to develop an aerobic condition is 3 against 3, man to man, in a square 20 meters by 20. You see how Spanish, Italians, Portuguese play football. I don't say they are perfect, I say English football has a few things to learn from them in the same way they have a lot of things to learn from English football. I don't know where football will take me because in football, you never know, but for sure, as a family, our home will be in London. In the same way that I had to follow an Italian manager here, I can imagine that it was not easy for an Italian manager to follow me at Porto. At the very least we should be given a bit of credit and a little bit of space, and maybe the media should think we could help them discover why English teams do not win European competitions. I followed an Italian manager and it cannot be easy when you follow a manager who thinks very differently. The team is completely close. Anything you say outside, there is no chance it will go inside. So the team is really strong and compact. We know what we want and how to achieve it on the pitch. So when they have Mourinho and Benitez joining the Premiership, they should say it's good for us, maybe these guys have something new to give. So I know all about the ups and downs of football. I know that one day I will be sacked. The Porto players were with me for 2.5 years, they believed in me, in my methods, in the way we do it. The next day I go and a manager arrives who works completely differently. Well, I don't know another way than to work at the top level, which is what I do every day. I have always felt an affinity with Old Trafford. It has hosted some important memories for me in my career, and I have always enjoyed a rapport with the United fans. Everybody can be smart.